Hey, welcome to another episode of That's the Thing 2 Overture. It is episode 99, the Double Deuce, and it is February 12th.
The double nines. Nine ninety
The
nine.
99, the 99th hand. That's your opening move
Yeah, we're just
against the king of the ants.
listen. Sometimes you need to start with the showstopper. I always like it. It's the unexpected like straight punch. I always enjoy when we get the like just the I'm just going all out right now. I'm not gonna charge up. I'm not gonna do the drama of the battle. It's just all in. Let's go.
Can you, just thinking about Netero, can you imagine finally in your life you have met someone you get to use the zero hand on, and you're like, I will die doing it. Like, this is the end of the road for me, but finally I've met someone where the zero hand can come into play.
I get to do it.
And then it does nothing.
Yeah, it
And
like
then it
scratches
doesn't do
him.
anything.
Like you
It
scuffed
gets you
up
a slow clap.
you scuffed up his Jordans. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well done."
Oh, that was
Man,
good.
I'm gonna have to like clean up a little bit after that. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
take a shower. You skinned my knee.
Yeah.
Really stings. Like, but that was it. That was my life force. I
Yeah.
channeled it.
That was everything.
I got nothing. I got no.
I'm just a withered old man now.
I guess I gotta do my secret technique. Blow myself
A
up.
withered old man with a nuke in his heart.
Yep. I love it. That's so good. No, he didn't understand. Miriam thought he would just do the fight and win. Because that's how it's supposed to work. You're just supposed to do the fight and win.
Yep. He didn't know he'd already lost.
No, it's already ogre. It's ogre Shrek. You lost when I walked in the room. That's pretty good. So I'm trying to. Okay, Nolan is fixing things on his computer.
Yep, that's yep.
So I don't.
PC gaming.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so you talked about the Agatha Christie movies, the Kenneth
Yep.
Branagh. I've seen two of them.
Same. I've not watched Death on the Nile yet.
Okay, I watched Death on the Nile and Haunting in Venice.
Oh no, scratch that. Run it back. I have not seen Haunting in Venice. I have seen um Orient Express and Death on the Nile.
See, I liked Death on the Nile. Well, okay, what are your thoughts?
Um,
What are your thoughts?
so I did too, and I definitely think Death on the Nile has improved cinematography over the Orient Express. Orient Express, that was definitely my biggest issue watching it. It's just saying like, the camera's not really doing anything fancy or whatever. And also, that one too. I think both have a little bit of like Hollywood being like, can you make this a little more actiony? And I
Yeah,
don't want it to be
no,
that actiony.
yeah, it's not. It's a murder mystery. The whole point, the murder mystery is not flashy. The murder mystery is like, man gets stabbed and has to like try to like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're having a knife fight. It's not. You like the lights went out and someone gets stabbed and then the knife gets thrown overboard or whatever. That's the murder. That's the action scene. The rest of it is like trying to figure it out, and then you're like, okay. And usually at the end, there's not like a chase scene or whatever. It's just like, nah, you got caught. And there's usually like one to two guys here with guns. So it's like, don't try anything. We're just talking about Agatha Christie movies, Nolan. Have you seen any of them?
Uh,
What's your hot take on Agatha Christie?
I've seen none of them.
Yeah, apparently me and Drew have both seen. I don't know. Drew's muted for some reason. He's probably talking to someone in the real life. But like, we've seen We've seen Death on the Nile. This is like the newer
I've only
ones.
seen Murder on the Orient, and
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. Drew has seen that one.
Oh, okay. Not the originals, but yeah.
We've both seen. We've seen like we all have seen different ones. We've both seen Death on the Nile, and then I've seen Haunting in Venice. So we have a weird like like disparate cinema of them. I like.
Yeah, it's all broken up. Well, there's like, how many actual movies are there? Is it one for each of the books?
I think there's like 3 or 4 of them.
No, yeah, there's three.
There's 3. So we've all
Yeah, there's
seen
3.
different
Okay, there's
ones.
just three.
There's no Agatha Christie. Oh my God, I don't even know how many books she has written.
Oh, it's like a bazillion.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of Hercule Poirot
Yeah.
out there if you want to read.
Well, and it's not even him. She has multiple main characters.
Yeah, like how.
I think she has a couple that also investigates.
According to Wikipedia, there are 66 detective stories and then 14 short stories collections.
Yeah.
So like you could read the Horus Heresy of detective stories.
Yeah. But I think out of the two, I do. Mm, mm, I don't know. I kind of trying to think about which one I like more, and I think my answer is Knives Out.
Well, it's kind of like what you're seeing is,
Yeah, that's right.
and part of that is you're seeing like the evolution on like what it was based on. You're seeing
Yeah,
like
that's true.
like that is the evolved response. We're like, let me look at it. Yeah, like Murder on the these were came out in like the 30s. At least like original book form. So you're getting like you're getting one of those where people watch Fist of the North Star and are like, I don't get why like the action isn't as good as some of the other stuff. It's like, yeah, that's like the start of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing like the end of.
I'm trying to think also. Like, I think a good mystery also lets you figure out who done it. And I'm trying to think if these realistically do let you figure out who's done it or
I
not.
figured out Death on the Nile when I watched it. I figured
Even
that.
the paint?
That's what led me to it like instantly.
The missing paint? And wait, how'd you tie the missing paint to him?
Oh, because it was the fake gunshot. Because I've seen like a lot of Perry
Okay.
Masons, so I've seen a lot of like I'm like, oh, man is suspiciously like around and doing something. I'm like, nah, that's fake. That was fakely done. Which is also like I've seen like murders. The thing I did not like was Murder in Haunting in Venice because I felt like that one was not solvable. Like that sucker was not solvable at all. I'm not gonna ruin it in case you want to watch it, but it's
Ones where they didn't give you the clues.
no, it's just the clue.
I kinda hate
They
those.
kind of give you the clue, but it's such like an obtuse thing that you're like, I would have rather it be Ghost. Like you your thing is you're supposed to be like, oh, they think it's Ghost, but it's not really. And I think like if it was Ghost, it would have made more sense than like the actual cause of all the spookums is such. It's I don't like it. I do not like it.
It also, where was it going? There's like stuff too where I'm like, is this more obvious if I lived in the 1920s? Where it's like, oh yes, of course, everyone just knows that this is lead-based paint used everywhere, and that's a critical clue in who did it.
Maybe you get some of those. You get some of those in like your older mysteries, where it's just kind of like, yeah, everyone knows that. Why would a Southern dandy be wearing like a tie? They don't do that. That's your clue. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
I noticed he had.
Like, oh, it was obvious.
Yeah, he's wearing a scarf in the desert. Isn't that curious? And it's like, what? I don't know.
Did you not see how the bow was tied on her hat? That's how a single lady wears her bow, but she's supposedly married?
She's married. She's supposed to tie the bow in like a floral arrangement, or really that's more of a shipman's knot. Ha ha. It's like, okay. Okay, I get it. But yeah. Now,
He's drinking scotch. You're only allowed to drink that at 3 or 3 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. right now. He should be having whiskey.
ah. I
This
think
is weird, like, shit.
yeah, don't you know? What? That's obvious. It's obvious to everyone.
It's incredibly old, intricate, high class rules and regulations that we just don't know.
Yeah. That is not the case in Haunting of Venice. It's just a dumb thing. It's like convoluted and dumb.
Aren't all murders.
Well, sometimes it's not.
I like the resolution to Orient Express. That one's a pretty good answer to the mystery. Oh, did I dip out?
No, you didn't.
Is it raining?
I was just thinking.
Okay. Sorry, it is raining here, so I'm just
Yeah, no, we're also raining, so internet's questionable.
yeah.
Listen, I want to get all the topics done before I start complaining about Magic the Gathering, the movie.
Yeah.
So get it all out of your system. Get it all out. Whatever you want to talk about, you just get it out.
Have either of you watched Dragon Ball Daima yet?
No. I've been watching Gundam.
Two clips. Yeah.
It is pretty good. It's got that Dragon Ball flavor, not the Dragon Ball Z flavor, not the American Dragon Ball Z flavor.
So it's okay.
But it takes place before Battle for the Gods, so there's no Super Saiyan God.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just
Is it just like post Boo?
yeah, it's just post Boo. So Vegeta's not been in it a ton, so I don't know if he can go Super Saiyan 3 yet. Or if it's just Goku can go Super Saiyan 3.
But that's like the limit. You have like your limit
But
is Super Saiyan 3.
But it's very funny that they established the canonical rule that everyone with pointy ears is from the demon world.
Oh, okay. Even like the Kais?
Yep. Even the Nameks.
Oh, really? So they started as demons, turned into aliens, and then they're like, nah, they're actually demons though?
Yeah.
Oh, the double retcon. The rare double retcon. I like it.
The rare, it was right the first time.
No, I'm okay with that.
That's pretty fun. The animation is actually really on point. It's one of those where I think it's all CG models, but they're good enough at like doing the Guilty Gear that I can't tell that they're actually CG models the whole time.
No, that's fine.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't mind that. See, that's one of the advantages of Gundam. You say the Gundams are CG, and I go, yeah, okay, it works.
Omega, like this.
Yeah, I accept it. I've always accepted CG robots. It's fine.
There's a little bit left in there.
But like, yeah. I have not seen Daima. I'm still working on Gundam. I finished Double O. It may be my favorite.
It's great, right?
It may be my new favorite. I gotta give it some time to like simmer. But I think it's number one. I think
That's high praise.
It uses like I don't know. It used all parts of the Buffalo. Like
No.
everything that was set up has a good payoff. Even like stuff you wouldn't think like, well, this doesn't have. This is why am I watching Saji Crossroads and Louise have stupid teen dating, like college kid slash teen dating issues? And it's like, nah, that's gonna come back into play. Don't worry about it. And,
Yes.
and it does. It's real good.
Do they do the Jim Hawking? Do they kill their loved ones on the battlefield?
That happens to several people. There are several Jim Hawkings.
Okay.
It gets bad.
That's one of the best parts of Outlaw Star.
Yeah, that happens a bunch in this show. People get got in this show.
Dude.
People get got. There's some things I thought was lame, but the more you think about it, it's like, actually, no, that was thematic. There's some twin stuff going on here, because it's 00. So a lot of characters either have twins or, like, mirrors and stuff. There's a lot of that. But
I'm trying to remember what they're called, but it's their...
But
they're like artificial humans, essentially, most of them.
Yeah. Well,
they're new types. We'll just say the new types.
Yeah,
I know that's not what new types are, but they're new types.
No, they're new types. They do new type stuff here, and it's not new types, but new types. And they're like, oh, there's always like you find out like, yeah, they're twins, and you're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's why some of these people look like this, because they're like secret.
There once were two men with one face.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're like, why?
But one's a man, one's a woman.
Why is this character so androgynous? And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Wait, isn't that also the case in like Turn A Gundam?
I have no idea. I have not seen Turn 8 Gundam.
That's on the list.
I feel like Turn A Gundam also has that, or maybe not knowing anything about either, I've conflated the two.
Yeah, I don't Turn A. I do not know. My next thing is I want to rewatch all the Gundam compilation movies. That's like my next my Gundam adventure.
Oh well. Technically, your next one should be the 00 movie.
Yeah, I know where it is. I know. I've been spoiled that aliens show up in the 00 movie, which I think is kind of okay, because that was like they talked about that. Well, they talked about that's like one of the reasons for doing all of this nonsense is in case aliens show up. It's like, if aliens show up, we need something to deal with it. Either with guns or with new type psychic powers, but we got to deal with aliens somehow. And
preferably with both.
Yeah, a little bit of
the movie. Listen, if you think people got in this series, a lot of people you like are getting got in the movie.
Oh, that's good. Because some people I thought dodged a bullet, and they didn't need to dodge that bullet.
Oh no, they do not dodge that bullet again.
All right, so we're gonna have to investigate.
They get hit the second time.
All right.
I listen. I don't think the movie's like, it's not super great. It's got cool Gundam stuff, and I like the designs of the aliens because they're just big old metal in space that absorbs other metal.
Yeah, it's kind of I consider it like Endless Waltz. Like, I don't love Endless Waltz, but it's fine.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's got some of the coolest Gundam. You know when your Gundam does cool shit, it's got a bunch of those.
Yo, the Gundam 00 does a lot of cool shit. Let me be real.
Dude, 00 Quantum is so cool.
I love it.
You're gonna love it.
So, this is like minor spoilers or whatever. But I like the new type of like, when we hit the Gundam and we go really, really, really hard on it, then it starts doing new type stuff. It's less like, oh, you're psychic, and like, nah, this thing's putting out so much radiation that it's just making people get psychic juice everybody.
This engine is so just fucking insane.
It's pumping out so much power that it's like warping reality literally. And I'm like, okay. We are actually zero shifting Zone of the Enders. It's cool. It's cool. Also, all the mech suits in Gundam 00, I think, are winners.
Oh yeah, all the like upgraded suits. Do you mean all the
Oh, just
gosh, what's
everything.
their name?
All the suits.
The fucking evil
Oh, the thrones.
the evil yeah
The thrones are
thrones
cool.
are great.
The other ones are cool. Like they're all fine. There's my only complaint is I think some of the upgrades are not as cool as the original. Like
Oh
I think Kyrios in like its upgraded form are too similar. It's kind of like
yeah,
the same thing. It's not bad.
it gets like two new guns,
Yeah, it
but
gets
it's pretty much the same
it gets
thing.
like a Wing Zero Buster rifle, and that's cool. Like that's never wrong.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like it's the plane that turns into the Gundam. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I think and I think it's sort of that's like the deal with the Dynamis and its upgraded one. Or like
Yeah.
the upgraded one
It's just like
it got
it's got its like shields and
Yeah.
stuff more, and that's it.
it has bits, and those are cool bits, and I like it when and there's some cool moments like when he makes the bits guns and then like finger guns and they all shoot. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I know.
But
It's sick.
it's not like a hard upgrade like Death Scythe Hell is to Death Scythe, or like Heavy Arms 2 is to like Gundam Wing. Each one of those is like objectively better than the original. Whereas like these ones are
The
worse.
only one who gets like a big upgrade is Double O.
Yeah, I think
Zeta.
I disagree. I think Wu Fei's. I think the Shinlong gets worse each time it's upgraded.
Oh, I like the Ultron a lot.
The Shinlong, I will agree with Drew on that. The Shinlong kind of keeps sucking the longer it goes on.
See, I like. Okay, what was it? What was it? Is it the Ultron the one I'm thinking of?
Shinlong to Ultron to Nantaku.
Like, I like the Ultron.
I do not. I think it's stupid they just put his shield on the shoulder. Like, that's just dumb.
Oh,
They're
okay,
like, I don't know,
maybe
we gotta
that's not
put
the one I'm thinking
somewhere.
of. What's the other one?
The Endless
Yeah, the
Waltz
Endless
one
Waltz
is,
one. That's the one I like.
but that one can't breathe fire either.
I know, but it's
so it's
cool,
also
though.
stupid.
Well, real talk,
Like,
like
the Shinlong
Hold
is
on,
the
hold on.
sickest one. That's all.
Well,
Also got the
just
Zanpakuto.
because it's like my favorite moment from the movie, or it's like one of my favorites.
all right. What?
There's a better one, but this is like number 2.
Okay.
I just like I don't like the demos because it does shit like this.
Oh, well, that's Lock On Stratos.
I know
Is that from the movie?
it is from the movie.
Okay, so I'm not gonna click it because I'm gonna watch the movie.
Okay, it's so good.
Okay.
Lock On Stratus is just doing cool ass shooting shit with his gun bits.
Yeah. Good old Lock
It's-
On.
Lock On, he's the best.
He's pretty.
And now he's got 2 Horos.
Oh, I see. Yes, 2 Haros running in there. I also like how like the Haros are like, hey, here's like this computer thing that can deal with some of the garbage because you're not a psychic child.
Okay, so I like. We can probably talk about this in part 2 of Double O.
Yeah.
When it changes from okay, now everyone's got engines.
Yeah.
How do we make our Gundams better?
We put 2.
Trans Am.
Yeah, the Trans Am system.
Man, that is so
The
cool.
Trans Am system. Because that's also one of the things I like about Gundam 00 is you get the progression of like the Gundams are super superior to like the Gundams can be dealt with to now like the Gundams are a little bit inferior to now they're like the Gundams are broken again. It has that good progression.
There's like a power creep because like the nations are continually trying to like catch up to the Gundams, and this is the part of of the story that is, if the Gundams weren't around, we wouldn't have these even more deadly weapons.
Yeah, they get into that.
Yeah.
I also think the
That's the
plot.
Oppenheimer.
I think the
Did
plot.
Oppenheimer
Yeah.
steal Gundam?
Yeah, yeah, it did. But I think the plot of Gundam 00, I think it works relative. Like, it's just solid. It's a very solid show. It works, and I like a lot of it. And there's some good bits. All right. What?
Wait,
Anything
when
you
you say
want?
bits, what kind of bits do you mean?
Oh, there's
Yeah, gun
fangs
bits.
and also bits. They- so the fangs are
Fly
bits
my
with
fangs.
little, yeah, fly my fangs, which are little bits that with like a beam dagger that just rams into you, and then you have just regular bits that are a shield and a gun.
Are those the things that the final boss in Gundam Build Fighters Try had? He had like the lances that were also bits.
I think so. I don't know. I know that like evil Exia shows up in Gundam, and there was a
That's the final bad guy for
yeah.
mind controlled Meijin.
Yeah. There was I watched like a Gundam Build Fighter special where the bad guy of Ribbons, the bad guy of Double O, they have him fight Char, and Char
Yeah.
whoops him because yeah, of course he's going to.
Because yeah, and then they like halfway through his
Duh.
advent, they just trade him out for Amuro.
Yeah, because like yeah, well that it also works because okay, so I'm going to spoil the Gundam gimmick of the final boss, which I thought was really cool. Where the final boss shows up and it's like a gun cannon, but whenever it gets close range, it transforms into a Gundam.
Phantom.
So it's cool.
Let's be clear. It doesn't transform. It flips.
Yeah, like it kind of like flips and transform. It's like action figure stuff.
It does a 180 turn.
Yeah, but it's like if you had like your Power Ranger, like how the Transformers actually work, like in the movie where they go from like car to thing, and this one's more like where the other parts are still kind of sticking out a little bit of it. It's cool.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
I like it. I like it a lot. It looked cool. It was a cool gimmick. I only wish, and I think it did in the Build Fighters where it also turned into like the gun tank. It did not do that in the show, but I like the idea that like you have one suit that turns into the three white base suits, like different modes, like a Getter Robo. I think that's really cool. I think that's great.
Ever Gundam.
Yeah, where it's like, hey, look at this. It's like the avatar of Gundam, literally, and you're like, oh, okay, it's cool.
I love Tryon. Gundam Tryon.
Well, that's Trion 3 is very cool.
Tryon 3 is so cool.
Yeah,
Ion 3 almost makes Build Fighters Try worth it.
I want to like that show more than
Yes.
I did. Like, I really want to like it. There's a lot going on. It just didn't quite hit. But like, I feel. Well, I mean, Gundam Build Fighters is good, and I feel you could make it work. There's something there. I don't know how I think it might be a Raccoon World situation. I don't know if I could do it, but I feel like you could. Anything you want to bring up, Nolan, before I start complaining about Magic: The Gathering?
No, if you haven't watched already, go watch Double O.
Yeah,
It's so good,
it's
guys.
on the Gundam Info YouTube channel, like all subbed. There's no excuse. It's the most easy.
Also, just the song that plays whenever Gundams are doing cool shit is just so good.
Oh yeah, it's great.
That
Oh, it's yeah. 'Cause there's a lot of Jeebus, a lot of God in this show too.
oh yeah.
There's a lot of religion going on here. It's great. You get all of it. It's the sampler platter. It works. Gundam Info also has Witch from Mercury, which you should also watch. I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as Double O, but I like Witch from Mercury a lot. But Double O, I like more. It hits, and then you'll see people online saying that like, oh, I looked a little bit. I saw like article It was like Gundam Double O isn't as deep as you thought it was. I'm like, it's not deep. It's not being subtle.
Jeremy,
Gundam
it's there.
Gundam does not subtle about its themes. It'll show something and then be like, dang, isn't it bad how war makes everyone bad? Wow. And you're like, it's like, this is like low media literacy here. Very low.
What's that?
You're not delving to learn about all the secrets of Gundam. It's pretty out there and telling you what it's about.
The surface. It's not hard.
The surface is telling you that war is bad.
Hey, you know what? Maybe war is bad, and then, maybe, we should do something about diminishing resources in certain places.
Oh god. That's one of the weirder things about that when you're watching that and you're like, oh, he's still doing it, huh?
Yeah.
This is made in like 2007. And it's like the same. That's also one of the things. And like, this is a solution. This is a problem I do not think that 2007 anime or 2000, like I think it was 9 when this came out, anime had the answer for. But Setsuna F. Seihei
2007, yeah.
needed to look more Arab. He was not
Oh, no, yeah.
like he was like anime character with like a slightly tan, but like but then again, like I don't
Kevin,
know.
let's look at Catra Rababa Winter and let's talk about what Arab looks like
That's
in
what I'm
Gundam.
saying. There's like anime like
Gundam's come a long way from blonde, blue-eyed Arab.
yeah, and I will say there are like we're like once we get Witch from Mercury, we've started to get like decent looking people from not
Oh, West.
not white anime person.
Yeah.
And I will say there are some black people in Gundam 00, and they don't look like racist caricatures. Which, listen, in anime terms, this is like a massive W.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where like that should have you could have done that would have been
Also,
a little better.
Don't forget, everyone who you think is a white person in Gundam is actually Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, there's except for the guy who's from America
With the big nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's from literal the Union, and he's like, "Hello, I am Steve," like, no, that guy.
Oh, does he have blue hair with a pink highlight?
Oh no, then he might be half Japanese. There's a lot of those, but it's still good. I also think the ages work relatively well in this show. Like, I think the characters are roughly the age you'd think they are, instead of like
Yeah.
the wings, the Gundam wing issue where
Gundam
like
wing cast.
where like you're like, nah, you need to add 10 to every one of those ages,
Mm-hmm.
except the
You can
Gundam
tell
pilots.
who the young kids are and who the old ones are.
The Gundam pilots can be children because they're supposed to be. That's fine. But every adult you need to add 10 to that.
Yeah.
You need to add 10 to that. And this one gets around it by making them explicitly child soldiers. Which is you're like, oh no. But there's a lot of stuff I talk about Double O that's like spoilery, but I honestly don't want to spoil it because I think it's easily accessible and easily watchable.
I think Double O is a combination of all the good stuff in Gundam put together.
I think when you
For
said
the, for the time.
when you said it was like Gundam Wing 2, I think that's very apt of like you can just it's self-contained and you get a lot of like the sauce where you can go on so it's like, hey, you got all this, you get
They've
the deal.
really streamlined the Gundam.
Yeah. You got your different Gundams. They each have different powers. They're all pretty cool. You got your suits. You can go watch another Gundam after this. You get it. You get the deal. But like
It's a nice little
it is the intro, it is the sampler platter. Like I love like this is gonna sound like I'm dissing G-Witch, but I'm not. But like G-Witch, while it's good, it's very specific. Like it is very like a school story, and there's Gundams. Like G Gundam is incredible, but they're not other like G Gundam is not representative of all of what Gundam kind of is.
Yeah, no, Double O I feel like is the best. It's got a little of everything in
Yeah,
it.
like you're gonna get your sauce in there.
How do y'all feel about G Reco?
I have not seen it.
I do not like it. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't like looking at it, so that's why I couldn't finish it after the first 2 episodes.
Oh, it's got the Be Cool Scooby Doo problem.
Yeah, also, I don't know. I just bounced off the hard for some reason.
That's fine.
I can get that. I feel like it's a better art style of Gundam Seed, but it's still that same ballpark.
No, yeah, I think you're exactly right.
I like. Yeah. I kind of like how like the actual Gundam whatever looks like in G Reco. Like I kind of like that mobile suit. I don't hate
Yeah,
it.
the mechs are cool.
I don't hate that mobile suit, but I feel like that would fit more with like the new G Quux, like that kind of style.
Yeah.
Where it's more like, hey, this is we're going really super stylized here, which I'm all for. I think that's great. I'm excited to watch G Quux when it comes out. Thinking of it's gonna be good.
Honestly, I could watch a new Gundam.
I'm saying they're all pretty good. I think
Leave a comment below if you want us to start doing a watch cast for the new Gundam series.
I've debated it. That's one of the ideas I've had. It's because we go into Gundam. We start throwing in some other robot stuff in there. Throw in some Patlabur. Throw in your Votoms. You throw in like some battle tech. Some we reading about the inner sphere. All the good stuff are clans. You could talk about the clan mechs and how in Mech Warrior 2 it was really cool when like you're doing your missions and then like the invaders from across like the exiled clan robots start coming in and they don't register on your computer because they're new. And how wild that is when you're like trying to fight a robot and it's not in the targeting computer, and that's kind of cool. What I'm saying is Mech Warrior is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Probably talking about, I'm on the final thing of it. Armored Core soon.
Yeah, Armored Core's in there.
Because I finally got through with it. I'm literally on the final boss.
Yeah, I need to play.
Yeah.
Armored Core is one that I missed, and now I can't. I'm injured.
Yeah. No, listen, I missed it too, and I'm like, okay, it's like pretty cheap now. Got it on sale. Now it's time to jump at it, in on it.
I mean, it looks cool.
Oh, it's cool as shit.
It's that mix of like, there are Gundams, but there's also like I think Armored Core is like between your Gundam and your like your Mech Assault or whatever.
Yeah.
We're like
it's in that same place as Robotech.
Yeah. Like a Robotech, you're like a Robotech could fight a Gundam, but it will never beat a Gundam. Like an Armored Core can fight a Gundam, but it will never beat a Gundam.
Oh no.
It'll get some hits in though. It'll get a couple hits in. It's fast.
It will put the Gundam out of commission for a little while.
Listen, it's not a flag. It'll do some damage.
It has some guns. It'll scruff it up, but like you're just outmatched. You're outmatched. You can't do it. You can't. And we're not even talking about like the ones with the psychic children in it. We're talking about like just the Gundam.
Yeah, just one with a dude. just a mobile suit with a guy in it that's in the military.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like, and then and every Gundam loses to like a super robot, except maybe the G Gundams. I think a G Gundam could handle it, but like,
yeah, I think a G Gundam could fight a Getter.
G Gundam could handle like Mazinger.
Oh
or
yeah,
Getter,
it could.
But like, that's about it. That's like none of the other. You're done. You ain't gonna fight a Gurren Lagann. It ain't happening.
And the robot power scaling, yeah, Gundams are like they're the wall. They're the
Gundams
they're
are like
the
an A
gatekeepers.
tier. I'd put like your Gundam is around your A to your A tier. It's
I think Nolan's right. The Gundam is the line that separates super robot from robot.
Yeah,
I'd buy it. Cause yeah, once you get past Gundams, you're getting to like your stupid superpowers. Like you're getting to like nonsense. Gundam is the limit of like what a sci-fi could handle before it's just like, nah, we're just doing magic garbage now.
Yeah.
I'm just Gurren Lagann the size of the moon. I'm just gonna punch you. It doesn't matter anymore. Or get a robo just doing nonsense. Or you know, like Mazinger turning into a fist.
Just like, oh no, I feel their emotions. Damn, they're angry as fuck. And they're really yelling in there.
They're going for it. They're pulling those levers.
Oh shit!
And yelling.
I think I'm cooked.
Yeah, that's like the super robot to me is when like you're not actually controlling it. You're just literally like pulling levers and just screaming, and the robot's doing it. You think you're doing something, but no, that's not how you're actually fighting. Like Koji Kabuto is just like driving a car and yelling like a baby, like a baby with a fake steering wheel. But his passion is what's moving Mazinger Z. That's how I've always read it.
Oh,
isn't that a bit from Fast Karate?
It is a bit from Fast Karate, and I subscribed to that bit because it makes sense. It's like orcs. That thing ain't gonna work. You're not gonna get in there. Or like one of the favorite bits of G Gundam, where that child thought he could steal it. He thought he could put on that suit. No, he can't.
That was so good. He couldn't even wear the suit. The suit was too much.
Oh,
it's painful to wear those suits, right?
Yeah, it's rough.
How fucking strong is that horse?
No, that horse is because that's a karate horse.
That horse is strong.
It knows karate.
Also, it's a horse. Horses are monsters.
Yeah, horses are very strong. And it knows karate.
Boon Psyche.
Foon Psyche is great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's also one of my pet peeves. If you want to get me on like nerd angry, is when people call like G Gundam dumb, but they're not calling it good dumb. They're like actual dumb. I'm like, you don't understand what G Gundam is. Like you don't understand.
Like it's just misunderstanding.
You don't understand that this is like a throwback to robot shows in like the 60s. Did you not watch Giant Robo the day the Earth stood still? Don't you get it? Don't you get it? It's like pots and pans robots, but for real.
It's the Smash Kid saying Nuts and Bolts is worse than Banjo Tooie, and then saying he's never played Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, don't give me.
It's the same thing. It's just like, no, I'm not engaging with this at all on what it's trying to be. I'm demanding it be ice cream. I don't care that it's a brownie. I want ice cream. Or
it's like people that watch Pluto, and they're like, "Why are these characters' noses so big? I don't get it." And
because they're foreign.
It's because it's your brain is just screaming. Don't you understand? You pathetic swine. Don't you know? That's how Tezuka just drew everybody?
Yeah.
That's it.
Haven't you ever played Mega Man?
Yeah, don't you play the rip-off of Mega Man? They might not have, sadly. Mega Man hasn't been a thing in a long time.
That is true. That is true.
All right, I want to complain about Magic the Gathering, the movie.
Now we're moving to the magic side of the podcast.
Okay, so let me. No, well, this is all encompassing.
So, so Kevin, to get started, can you just tell us how much have they actually announced about the new movie?
So the thing
What
that
do
I
we
saw.
know about it?
So how I found out about Magic the Gathering: the movie is I am subscribed to a YouTube channel called The Command Zone. Now they play games of Commander, the 4-player Magic the Gathering format with people. Sometimes
Wait, is Commander 4-player only?
it's 4-player only. It's a 4-player.
Oh.
I mean, you can do it with like 3 or 2 or whatever. It's like you can.
Oh no, I meant like a lot of people. I meant like Books a Million.
If you're at
people
Books a
sitting in a
Million,
group.
people would be playing it 4 players only. It's a 4-player format. It's one of the reasons why it's not on Magic the Gathering Arena is because it's 4 players, and that game cannot handle 4 players at once.
I don't like that.
I think it's
It was
neat.
like how we used to play Magic, where it was just like a group of people.
Yeah, basically, it's a group format, and it started mostly rough history of Commander as something people would do between rounds at like tournaments. Like you'd finish a round.
Well, yeah, and it's also a way of people to make a deck that's not super expensive, and it's a very casual, friendly format.
Yeah, and it's one of the ideas of like you have all these goblins or whatever, and like you can't play them in anything, but you can play them in your goblin deck and make it maybe you can summon all the goblins.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I did it. All right, I have like my ghouls. I did it. I summoned all my dragons. Whatever,
yeah.
that kind of deal.
And I mean, it goes back to there have been formats of Magic like this for a while, like the Highlander decks or whatever, where only one copy of each card.
Yeah, and
And
that's
it's
where
just
this
kind of an
started.
evolution
Like
out of that.
the Elder Dragon Highlander, which is where it started, and they changed it to Commander to make it more like palpable, even though everyone.
Yeah. Also, just I feel like that also just helps clarify. No, you don't need to have a dragon as your commander.
No, yeah, but it's like, so I watch these guys, and they do like I like their channel. I think they do produced content well. That's fine. You miss nothing. So I'm like, I watch these guys. I think they do produced content fine. They've done sponsorship with Wizards of the Coast before, and it's felt like normal. Like I don't feel like they're bought, and because they've talked off the cuff. I've listened to them. I've watched videos. Like standard, like we're not gonna like overtly. We're gonna like say we don't like this thing Wizards of the Coast is doing, but we're not gonna go super hard into it because we do have a working relationship. It's that kind of thing, like a civil.
Mm-hmm.
We're not happy with it, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm like they're not hack frauds. I would say the Command Zone are not hack frauds, but that video
thoroughly. That's what it looks like to me.
But the video that they released talking about the Magic the Gathering movie felt like hack fraud garbage. That felt like your Collider, like, oh, we're getting really excited about like the press release Disney gave us or whatever.
Your nerdcast.
It's not even rumored cast. It's so bad. It's so bad.
No, it's like what's the one Red Letter Media did to make fun of those?
Basically, it feels like the Nerd Crew. It feels like the Nerd Crew, unironically, where one of like they got like the spreadsheet press release, and they're just reading it to you. And one of the key points, and this stuck out to me, and it just bothers me to no end, is they go, "Wow, Magic the Gathering is going to be made a movie." And Legendary Picture Productions is going to be working on it. And they made Dune, right? Because Dune was like really, really good. So maybe Magic the Gathering will be really, really good like Dune. And I'm like, no, that is wrong on like every level. That is like wrong on so many levels. And you people are in Hollywood I know Josh Lee Kwai has worked on Hollywood stuff. I know Jimmy Wong has been an actor in movies. They know that that's not how they know you the production company does not mean that all the movies are the same.
They know that is what marketing tells us to try to get us to
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah,
like,
like
oh,
they
this
know
is from
that's
the same
marketing
guy who made
slop.
this.
From
They
the makers of blah.
they know
Yeah.
like they know that that's slop. And I'm like, listen, maybe if they haven't had like candid episodes where they talked about their history of like working in Hollywood and video production, maybe then I wouldn't doubt that they don't know that that's the thing, but they do. There's evidence that they do, and but it's also Magic the Gathering or whatever, and they're like, and they're like going, yo, we're gonna do it, but like Magic the Gathering for the past year and change, the story has been trash. It's been garbage.
Are you sure it's only been a past year and a half? Are you sure it hasn't been 30
You
years?
know what, Drew? I think you're right. I think it's been trash kind of forever. Like we Magic has not done the Warhammer 40K thing of we're just gonna release good books for 40 years, and eventually
Mm-hmm.
they're like maybe not, and not even like the worst Warhammer book I've read is like fine. And I give that
Yeah.
like the worst one I've read. It's like I think Bricky said it. It was like spaceman shoots the space gun at the aliens. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I read that on like the bus. It's okay. It's not you're not it's like no, this is not high literature. But you know what? That's fine. Magic the
Yeah.
Gathering would love to have Spaceman shoot the space bug with the big gun. That would be like the best Magic the Gathering story. But it's just
Yeah, it's one of those of Warhammer 40K seems to just understand, yeah, our universe is just big enough that whatever, we can just let a author have a good idea and tell that story. And Magic is very much of like, no, this is the story we need you to tell because that's what this cycle is about.
listen, the cycle is
And I,
currently about but they've even messed that up. So one of the things, oh god. So one of the current arcs that was explained on a podcast is we are in the Dragon Storm arc, where
also,
dragon
let's stop and talk about that. That's how they have to explain their story arcs.
yeah,
Is
their
they have
story
to have
arcs
a
are like that.
podcast to
It's like their stories are like short fiction you read on the website, which I will not do because I don't like doing that, or like people on the website who have read like a press release. Like you cannot
yeah.
grasp the story from the cards. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's like
Which I don't think, like, unless you go back to like the Weatherlight saga, I don't think that's been what they've wanted the case to be for a long time. But their solution of just putting out novels after after trying to use a card game to tell a story, which I still think is a brave and way better idea than what they're currently doing. Their novels are just bad.
they're
They're
not
just
good.
like, yeah,
Magic the Gathering is
and
bad
I don't know
fantasy.
if it's got like too much like grim dark in the energy of the thing. Like I don't know how
It's
else to
not
say
grit.
it.
Well, it's bad. It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's it's not grim dark as in like good grim. Because there's a lot of things I like that are grim dark.
No, if I say it's grim dark, I mean it's bad. Like if it's dark
Okay,
and brooding, it might be good. If I say it's grim dark, I mean it's bad. I
but
mean it's trying to be dark and brooding, but the writer is not talented enough to pull it
what
off.
you're trying to say, Drew, is you're talking about 80s Crimson Chin who swears.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
And just like him, that's why they canceled their novels.
I, never forget my favorite point, which is Magic the Gathering story got so bad, Wizards of the Coast stopped all story. They stopped Dungeons and Dragons novels, and they're like, oh god, everything has to stop. Shut it all down. We need to reevaluate literally everything.
And I don't. Okay, I have my thoughts on this, and it's because it's the same thoughts I have on the comic book industry and other stuff. Of I think these industries used to be filled by writers who were trying to get
Out of it.
to a more prestigious. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm having to write these, but I'm going to write this well enough so the actual publishing companies will give me a book deal. And now it's full of people who that is the end goal they wanted. They're now writing their fanfics and getting paid to write their fanfics.
But also, like, I'm just sorry, my head. I'm just thinking. But it's like, so there's also an announcement that like the live action, they're making a live action Gundam movie at some point, which, as we've seen with other.
Oh man, the hit Call of Duty collab.
Yeah, or like, but it's like, so to me, it's like the nerd things I like, and I guess Magic is kind of I reluctantly like, but it's like Gundam 40K and Magic. And I feel of all of those, Magic is like the least prepared to work in like as a movie. Because they're not going to do they're not going to make the small scale movie about some people, a bunch of lovable weirdos trying to win a tournament at their game store. That's not going to happen.
I mean, we know it's going to be. It's going to be someone gets sucked into the Magic the Gathering world, and they have to be
that would honestly
hero.
be better than what I think they're going to try to adapt, like some Magic stories. Like they're going to be like,
oh yeah, they're going to try to do the Gatewatch.
They're going to
build a trilogy to the Gatewatch.
They're going to make the dark
Nicola
universe of like, here's the Chandra movie, and here's the Jace movie.
Yep.
And we're gonna like connect. That's what they're gonna do.
And I think you nailed it. You said Dark Universe and not MCU because they're gonna try to do the Dark Universe version.
That was
where they cut corners and don't build organically.
Retweeted by Artemis, and I think that sums it up. I think they are gonna go. They did not learn the lessons of the Dark Universe. They're gonna make those same mistakes.
But like it kills me because they already did it. They made the Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie, and that was actually a good movie based on one of their properties.
And it worked, and people liked it. It was like universally liked. They released it at like the worst time.
Yep. And so they're instead just gonna look at that and say it failed. They're not gonna look at any of the other stuff. It's just like nope.
But also what okay, so let's even look at it from like cynical. Okay, I'm just gonna look at it from the most cynical like executive position, and this is why I think Magic
is it CG or live action?
We don't know yet. I think it's gonna be live action.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like 100%
oh yeah
live action because it's
oh yeah.
But okay, so like let's look at it from like executive man. I'm executive man.
Mm-hmm.
Wizards of the Coast.
Okay, now go one step beyond that, Kevin, and be Wizards of the Coast executive.
Okay, I'm
man.
Wizards of the Coast. I'm WotC executive man. We had a popular fantasy franchise with name recognitions in Dungeons and Dragons. Mm-hmm. We made a live action CG expensive fantasy movie. We put it out and it did not work. It failed. Even though, like, I see numbers. I'm not saying that like people liked it. I'm not saying it did like
critics and audience reviews were positive, but it made us no money.
Made us no money, so it failed. So what you're doing is you're pitching me a story of a widely known fantasy film that's very expensive. And you're pitching me Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves 2. But it says Magic the Gathering on it. And I guess my WotC brain says, yeah, let's try it again. But my executive brain would say, no, it already failed. You failed. You're raccoon worlding me. You're giving me the same movie. Even if it, and once again, but you're going to give me a movie, and it's probably not going to turn out as good as the other one. Because let me tell you, Dungeons and Dragons has a lot of fantasy books people like. Listen, the Dritz Doruden books are not like high art, but people enjoy them.
But people love them.
People like them. They're okay. People know who Elminster and Dritz are, but like if you don't play Magic the Gathering, I'm like, yo, let's talk about Gideon. No one knows who that is. No one knows who Vraska is. They don't know. I know because I've played against that card like in several different iterations. But like people don't know. They don't know what Dominaria is. They don't know what like a whatever an ATOG is. They don't know. And I'm just oh, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So yeah, like to my poll, I think the Gundam movie has the best chance to come out, and it's the best chance, and it will probably be mid to bad. Like, let's be real, we've seen a lot of live action anime adaptations. We know what.
Also,
that
who is
is.
Vraska?
Vraska is the Medusa lady, a Gorgon planeswalker.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. My brain was going Vriska, and I was like, no, it's not Vriska.
No,
It's
it's
like,
not
okay.
Vriska. It's Vraska.
Is it Vriska?
But yeah, anyway, yeah. So yeah,
Ugh.
I think the Gundam will come out, and it will be mid to bad because that's how all anime live action movies are. Let's be real.
Uh-huh.
There's been like 2 good ones, like Speed Racer, apparently Netflix One Piece, and like
No, Netflix One Piece is not good.
well, I haven't seen it.
I will die on that hill.
Okay.
Compared to everything else,
Yeah, compared to
would
like
say
Netflix
it is-
Cowboy Bebop,
No.
or like live action
No,
JoJo's.
I will not let
Listen.
you say. I will not let you say that is good just because it's better than like that. Better is
Well, no,
not
listen.
good.
One Piece is like a 6 out of 10, or maybe like a 7 out of 10.
My problem
It's not great.
is like, if I'd never seen One Piece, I think I would agree. But like knowing One Piece, I'm like, okay, they're like critically misunderstanding key pieces of the very thing they're adapting.
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
And
Like,
it's
if you're a
not
real One
just
Piece
that,
head,
like,
you're like, this sucks.
it's not just that they're like cramming stuff in. Like, I understand you have to make like whatever, like you got to make concessions to get all of One Piece into a thing that human beings will be able to star as the same character the whole way through. But they're just like critically not understanding the very thing they're adapting.
I also think the Gundam live action has the highest chance to be okay, because if the giant robot fights are okay, that can like pull it.
Yeah, listen, the best anime adaptation is Smokey and the Bandit as a Lupin the Third adaptation.
Yeah, there you go. I was
Oh
also
yeah.
gonna say like the Cromartie High live action is very good.
Oh yeah,
Like that.
yeah, but that's made in like the Asian adaptations. I don't count I mean Hollywood adaptations.
Okay, but some of those, okay, yeah, Hollywood those are bad. And also, I think
Exactly.
GTO, I think the GTO movie works as well. But those are like
What? Edge of Tomorrow? That's an anime, isn't it?
kinda.
It's a.
I thought that
Hold
was a
on.
manhwa. I thought that was a Korean one.
It is a manga, but it was also originally a light novel.
Yeah. Oh, that's a light novel
So-
adaptation. I like that movie. It was.
I don't know,
Okay.
maybe.
But okay,
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying
alright.
is that I think because even if you just said Top Gun, but the jets are Gundams, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's all it's got to be.
It doesn't
That's
have
all
to
it
be
needs.
like we don't need like you can have like you can miss the point of Gundam at all. That war is bad. You can say war rules. Look at the cool robot. And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, but that's what they're
No,
gonna
it's
do.
like-
Hollywood cannot make a movie that says war is bad
Yeah.
because they get so much funding from the U.S. military.
Yeah. So as long as like if you say but robot cool though, and you make that robot really cool though, then like I'll watch that movie. I think the Warhammer one is the second least likely to come out, but has the highest chance of being good.
You're gonna get Godzilla X Kong X Gundam, and you're gonna
That's
like
fine. That's fine. Listen, that's okay. If
it. It's gonna end with, "Sir, we built something that can fight Godzilla," and then it's gonna be RX-78.
okay, so like if that command zone, if they, instead of talking about how the Magic the Gathering movie is going to be great because Legendary worked on it and they worked on Dune, so it'll be good, and they said they worked on Godzilla versus Kong, it'll be stupid and great, and then I'm like, okay, now you're selling me because you're saying, oh, we understand this is garbage, this is garbage slop, but we're gonna make it good. We're gonna make
Like, I just do not care about any of the planeswalkers.
Oh no, I don't.
Like, I don't care. They're like, we need main characters for Magic the Gathering, and my counter argument is, no, you don't.
You know, who gives a shit?
Yeah, like, no, you don't. People don't care about the characters in this game.
I would also
They only care in the way they care about Naruto side characters because you haven't ruined them. It's just like, oh, this is a neat card.
no,
Like, I like this
because
character.
they generally made characters have good cards, and then they started messing that up. Like there's like 100 Chandra cards, and maybe 3 are good. There's like 3 good Chandras, and there's a lot that are just bad. There's like 2 good Jaces. Maybe 3. Depends how you count. One like the newer one. The one that mills, it's pretty good. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. But Magic, I don't think this movie's coming out. And 2, I also don't,
Also true.
I don't think it's coming out.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were supposed to have a Netflix show like a while ago. Like they did this before. That's also true. They had an announcement that the Russo brothers, after like the Avengers, were gonna make the Magic the Gathering Netflix show. And guess what? Never happened. I'm old enough to remember that, and no, that didn't happen. So I don't think it's happening. I think it's a pipe dream. I think Wizards continues to squander Magic the Gathering. And
I don't even think it's squandering. I think it's mismanaged Magic the Gathering.
Or perhaps they've mismanaged it so much that, like, because God, I think it was Saffron Olive, Magic Gathering, where he was talking about, like, I'm honestly looking forward to, like, the crossover sets because then at least the characters will be treated with respect and dignity. Like, and I'm like, ooh, but it's true. It's true though. Like, we're not gonna have, like, they're not gonna put, like, I don't know, Sephiroth in a cowboy hat and a card that says, like, shoot out at the spittoon or whatever. They're not gonna do it. They're gonna make the Avatar: The Last Airbender set, and it will probably be more thematically on point than whatever Tarkir set's coming out.
Yeah.
And that's me complaining. I think I got all my complaints out.
Those are legitimate complaints.
Yeah.
But then again, like, let me tell you, if it comes out and be's a dumpster fire, like I don't, like, I think it's gonna be that perfect kind of dumpster fire, like your John Carter of Mars, where it's just bad and unwatchable, but not like funny bad.
Yeah.
No, it's like painful to watch.
Like,
Yeah, it's not full circle.
like that first Dungeons and Dragons movie, where you're just like, I can't watch this. It's not good.
Ew.
Hey, that one's available for free to watch on YouTube right now.
Yeah, there's a reason.
That's what WB has realized they can do with their unwatchable backlog of movies.
Yeah, that means that even, like, Tubi was like, no thank you.
Yeah.
We're not putting that on our server. Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we have respect for ourselves.
That means YouTube was like, no, we don't want to have this as one of our YouTube TV things. You can just upload it to your own channel.
Yeah, just upload it.
Yeah, we're not going to stop you. Just, yeah. We're not paying for this.
Yeah, no, we don't want our name on it, though.
And also, a lot of, like, the real ads don't want it, but, like, the scam ones do. They want everything. So, like, you know, we'll have, like, the crystals. Like, the mobile, they'll put their ad on it, but, like, no. Even the YouTube sponsorship ads, Factor's looking at that and saying, no dice.
Oh, I do want to ask something. When's the last time you guys went to the movies?
I went and saw Nosferatu. That was last month.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic.
I like going to the movies, but I don't have people to go to the movies with.
Oh,
Before Nosferatu, Kelsey made me go watch Inside Out 2 in theaters.
I can't even remember the last movie I saw in theaters.
okay. So this will be Drew. Are we like sitting there watching trailers for like 30 or 40 minutes? What's going on?
I show up late. It used to be
no. Now you can.
like it used to be you show up 20 minutes late and that's when the movie started. And now it's like I leave to drive there at the time the movie was supposed to start. And so I missed like the first like 2 minutes of Nosferatu, but I still caught like the entire conversation between Hank McCoy and his boss possessed by Nosferatu, man.
That's Ratu.
I don't know that actor's name.
That's okay.
He's Hank McCoy or the guy from the dude from Mad Max.
Oh,
all I remember
oh, that is him.
Shiny.
Yeah, it is him.
Yeah, Chrome.
All right, that's a good role.
It is him. But yeah, but also while we're talking about Nosferatu, I thought he was the weakest part of the movie. I thought everyone else was a much better actor than he was.
Oh.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we gotta
like,
wrap it up.
I
I
don't
gotta go.
It's always been like, I don't know, they just love ads, and they will soon, I'm sure, start putting ads in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
They used to do intermissions and they'll bring them back, but it'll be so you can watch ads.
Oh,
and they'll lock the doors, so you have to watch the ads. You can't even go get popcorn.
They'll give you
refill.
a test, and the audience has to pass the test on what ads were shown and what was about it. There was something
and what you liked about the products.
I saw there's something. Yeah. There was like.
Oh, there was the like gas stations using like face detection to be like, if then if your client didn't have a good visit at the station, the door won't open for them, so they can give feedback on how to make their next visit better.
Oh Lord. Oh
Lord.
Lord.
This is what's making it work. This is
hell yeah, cyberpunk. Time to chrome up. Time to anarch it up. We going.
We're getting closer.
Speaking going, I have to go. Thanks for talking. Bye.
Yep. See ya.